here, and what they were seeing in front of them. A building smoke rising. It was a cascade. There are no cars. And we see this extraordinary and frightening scene behind us. This is just a horrific scene. There are times in our lives that are just life-changing. Where you'll have people say that disappears so quickly. Every one of them.
It's better than being a dumb one.
Okay, it appears to be... Yes, it's working.
Yay!
We're back. Once again, welcome to the Intelligent Donkey with Luna Rosa, my dafter. And we're going to do a special Music Monday reaction this week.
Yay!
In tribute of the fallen on September 11th. We're going to do one band's reaction to this.
Oh, okay.
We're going to be doing Dream Theater's take on the whole incident of the attack itself, the aftermath, the whole 9 yards.
Okay.
Here's the thing. 9/11 was one of the most pivotal moments in all of our lives, that seems. All
Well,
those of us
at least if you're from
who
the
were
United
alive
States.
back then.
Yeah.
You were either a sophomore or junior
Yes.
in high school.
Yep, I was. I actually had to give a speech that day, in speech class, and we had cockatiels, and so I was going to have my mom was bringing the cockatiels to the school, and I was going to make a whole speech about how to raise cockatiels and things like that, and the first plane hit, and we were watching it on all of the videos and everything like that. And I ran out to the car because Mom was out there with the birds, and I was like, "Did you hear what's happened? Like, this is crazy." And then I can't remember if I saw the second plane hit or not, because my speech teacher made me continue the speech that day. I had to do my speech. So, and then after that, then all the rest of my classes, we just sat and watched the video. But that particular teacher,
short in the end.
No, I don't think so. I think we stayed there the whole day.
Did you?
Yeah, but that particular teacher, he was like, "Nope, this isn't important enough. Your speech on your cockatiels is more important than what's happening in the world." So I missed a little bit of it.
I remember that day largely because it was a regular work day for me, but I was scheduled to teach class on a piece of software. The most interesting thing about the day, as far as things that are kind of an aside from the actual events, was that as I was driving to work, listening to the news on the radio, I remember the announcer talking about the fact that they'd heard about a small plane crash.
Just a little one.
At about, just before 8 o'clock, just before I arrived, in other words, at my destination. I got out of the car, went up to it was at that time the 5th floor of the building that I was working in, and I got off the elevator and entered the office, and everybody, the entire crew, was huddled around a computer trying to find news online. We didn't have any cable TV or anything like that, and we struggled around until they finally landed on the BBC.
Oh, interesting.
BBC.com.
Oh.
And we were able to watch coverage of it on that, because everybody else, we couldn't get through, essentially, to connect, to be able to see the events. And I had arrived just in time. They got that connection, just in time for them to see the second plane hit.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
And it said that wasn't a small plane.
No, was not a small plane. No, I think I was a junior.
And that was the pivotal day. We think of everything nowadays as being either before 9/11 or after 9/11, it seems.
Yep.
Well, 4 years later, it would have been 4 years later, in 2005, for the album Octavarium, which we've, well, not for a reaction, but we've listened to the title track from Octavarium
Okay.
by Dream Theater. 3/5 of the band Dream Theater is from Long Island, New York. So they're right there.
Yep.
In 2001, like that, they would have just come off of their one of their biggest albums. They were preparing to do their follow-up to that and so forth.
Okay.
But one of the songs that was kind of just hidden away, I didn't even realize until I had looked at it in more depth a while back. Not real long ago, actually. But I thought perfect for 9/11 here, is that they wrote this song called Sacrificed Sons
Oh, okay.
for and about the attack.
And so as I mentioned before, I have a hard time understanding lyrics as they're the first time it's being sung to me. So we've pulled up the lyrics on the phone here. So if you see me looking down, I'm just trying to catch up with the lyrics and make sure I'm understanding everything.
All right. As is often the case with Dream Theater, we're going to do a live version. This one is from the live video called Score,
Okay.
which was actually in 2006, the year after they did the Octavarium album.
All right.
Like, in fact, that first video that you saw was from the Score.
Okay. And once again, in case there's new people here, ignore the blue. I had to tape this little piece of fuzz onto my microphone for when I do videos for my channel. Blue tape, like painter's tape, was all I had. So here we are.
Maybe that'll become one of our icons for the channel, right?
Something. All right. I'm ready.
Okay. Oh, and yes, we got the orchestra.
Of course. Can't be Dream Theater without it.
This is just a horrific scene, and there are horrific times in our lives that are just life changing. Where we'll have to be able to say that disappears so quickly, every one of them.
I can understand it pretty well so far, so that's good. It's nice and slow, and he's got a very clear voice.
He does, yes.
So that helps.
Love that continuum fingerboard.
Right. Well, and also playing two instruments at once because he's still doing chords on the keyboard.
Right. You'll see that a lot, of course, with any of the organ players from the early days of classic rock, and some of the better later ones too. They'll play a Hammond organ that's got two keyboards on it. You're playing
I've seen
two
that
keyboards,
before.
and it makes it much easier in many cases when you do that in places where you would otherwise have to be crossing your hands or interfering your fingers with each other. When I was in a band during college, I had two instruments in front of me. I didn't have it positioned in such a way that I could ever play both of them at once, although I had to go back and forth between them a few times. But one of those two instruments was a Hammond organ.
But this is two completely separate instruments that he's
Yeah.
playing at once, which is amazing. So, all right. Now, sometimes during sad songs like this, things like I tend to smile or, laugh or whatever. And that's because the artistry of it. Like, I can't help but smile. Like, or,
Right.
Or sometimes it also helps me not to, burst into tears myself, just to kind of smile and like, it's just, I don't know, it's just how I deal with it sometimes.
Yes.
I like how they're like looking at each other. I'm kind of laughing at that. Yeah.
Wow. Love that bass tone that going along with it too. If you realize it, that's the only other instrument besides drums that are playing right now.
Oh wow. Yeah. They don't have the
Quite a
orchestra going.
foundation to build on a solo on top of.
Yeah.
Back when John Petrucci didn't have anywhere near as big of a beard as he now has. You've seen him with the larger beard now.
Yep.
This also, just to point things out to newcomers here, features the original drummer, Mike Portnoy.
With his amazing tux.
Yeah, with his tux.
He looks so dapper.
Well, I suppose they figured, for his Radio City Music Hall.
Oh, okay.
In New York City.
Yeah, you got to wear a tux to that.
Yeah, you got to wear a tux to Radio City Music Hall.
It's interesting about this song because the lyrics, they are angry at God in this song.
They are angry at...
I can't relate if God's true love are acts of hate.
Right.
Exactly. So that's... And who would wish this on our people and proclaim that his will be done? So they are angry at the people who are saying this was God's will that 9/11 happened.
Yep. There's another way of interpreting it.
Oh, okay. What's your way?
That those who think of Allah as God.
Oh, but they say God's true love, not
Right.
Allah's true love in the
True.
song.
Yep.
So
So they leave it ambiguous.
Okay.
In that way.
Okay, interesting.
Sacrifice. Come on,
And that whole Octavarium album was simply amazing.
Right.
The title track, obviously, is their epic, their magnum opus, if you will. Although you might argue that Illumination Theory that you might be
I
their
don't know.
magnum opus.
I don't know. They're both pretty good.
Yeah. But there's other tracks on the same album, Panic Attack. It's one of the reasons why Octavarium definitely has to be ranked as, if not their best album, certainly one of
Right.
their best
Exactly.
albums of all time here.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, that
but
was
anyway,
good.
their tribute, if you will, whether you call it tribute or something else about 9/11, that was the subject matter.
And it was a good song, and you can, like you were saying, you can interpret it in different ways and things like that. And I like that where the lyrics can be a little bit ambiguous, and you can
Sure.
kind of figure
One
out.
of the things that
Music can mean different things to different people.
Yeah. Not long after 9/11, one of the things I found out was that my favorite album of contemporary Christian music, or at least worship music in particular, called Michael W. Smith's Worship album, was released on September 11th, 2001.
Aha!
It actually came out that day.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
But that was, just obviously recorded sometime earlier in the year, and then but scheduled for release that day, which did happen. But it's kind of interesting that all just kind of came together at the same time, like that. It was unfortunate like that. So,
Yeah.
much more Dream Theater to come.
Yay!
For besides all the stuff else that we're going to do of her music. Yeah. Yeah, she likes that drumming by Mike Portnoy.
I wish I knew how to play the drums.
I like both of the Mike drummers that they've had, Mike Portnoy and Mike Mangini,
Okay.
that she's seen now several times. One of these days when we've got enough time to actually do a classical a classical length reaction, we'll listen to a string of songs that was spread out over several albums,
Okay.
called the 12-Step Suite. With that title, you can actually probably guess what the subject matter is.
12. What was it again?
The 12-Step Suite.
Okay. I don't know. Hold on.
Mike Portnoy struggled with alcoholism.
12-step. Okay. Okay.
12-Step Suite. Anyway, there you have it.
Yay!
Like I said, more Dream Theater to come.
Mm-hmm.
12-Step Suite one of these days. Maybe some shorter songs instead. There's a running joke about starting up Dream Theater songs at certain times just because they're all 10 minutes long.
I was gonna
or
say, is
longer.
there such a thing as a short Dream Theater song?
Yeah, we listened to one.
Oh, that was it?
The Alien.
Oh, yeah.
But even that's like, what, 7?
Yeah. Something like that. But
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, they don't do a lot of short songs. They do some, but not very many.
Right.
At least not very many that we would maybe react to, but who knows? One of these days we'll do some. At any rate, don't be a donkey of limited intelligence. We ask you to please subscribe to this channel, like this video, share it with your friends on social media, and please comment below. What do you think of the song? What do you think of our reaction to it? We love to hear from you, and we'll respond to it some of these times too.
Tell us your 9/11 stories if you have one.
Yeah, tell us your 9/11 stories to go along with this on this tragic anniversary here.
Yep.
So in the meantime,
Don't be an intelligent donkey.
that's right. Be an intelligent donkey. We'll see you in the next video. Thank you.
Bye.